Hello, and welcome to Must Read Research on B of A Global Research Unlocked. In this podcast, we offer quick summaries from the prior week's most interesting and impactful research. I'm Candace Browning, Head of Global Research at B of A Securities, and we're recording this episode on Monday, July 27, 2026. The past can provide useful insights into the future. This week, we look back at prior semiconductor sell-offs for clues on what may come next, and to our recent Transforming World conference for a better understanding of the breakthroughs and challenges AI may create tomorrow. Power remains a key constraint for the technology, creating opportunities for traditional oil and gas companies, while long-term returns from EM debt should impress even AI investors. We'll begin with the semiconductor sell-off and how history suggests it's likely created a buying opportunity if you have a 12-month view. The global semiconductor index has fallen more than 14% from recent highs. Performance following past pullbacks in global semis differ greatly depending on whether a recession follows. After previous pullbacks of similar magnitude, quant strategist Nigel Tupper finds that the average 12-month return was 44% when recession was avoided and 12% when a recession ensued. U.S. semis performed even better when a recession was avoided, rising 49%, but gained only 1% when a recession followed. None of Nigel's global cycle indicators show signs of an impending recession. The global earnings revision ratio improved to 1.0, and for global semis, the ratio sits at a 4.5-year high of 1.41. That said, recovery could take some time. On average, it took 8 months for semis to recover the 14% global pullback, 7 months when recessions did not follow. Semis will remain a key part of the technology revolution that Haim Israel and his team have been covering closely with notes and events over the last few months. After hosting more than 40 speakers at our recent Transforming World conference, the B of A thematic investing team argues that the debate around frontier technologies has shifted from experimentation to scalability. The productivity evidence is tangible. It now takes 12 hours versus 3.5 months to deploy robots in an unstructured environment. And in another example, a Claude demo built a portfolio monitoring dashboard in just 10 minutes. AI has even cut the cost of due diligence reports by 99.98% in just 3 years. What appeared far-fetched is also inflecting. Quantum could reach commercial relevance within 3 to 5 years. Helion targets fusion at $1 per watt, and Matternet sees U.S. drone deliveries rising 1,000 times by 2030. With AI potentially costing 1% of today's bill within 2 years, Haim Israel flags that as content creation has become almost free, and trust, verification, and authenticity have become even more valuable. Of course, this technology requires electrical generation, and there's a somewhat unexpected group of companies playing an important role in producing it. Data center development is outpacing the grid's ability to keep up. We've estimated that U.S. electricity demand requires the equivalent of 177 gigawatts of new capacity between 2026 to 2030, but utilities are likely to supply just 93 gigawatts. That shortfall opens up opportunities for several traditional oil and gas players, which can supply turbines, engines, and natural gas on site, bypassing multi-year grid delays. The scale is sizable. Hyperscalers plan to spend over $5 trillion in the next 5 years, yet only 9% of U.S. data centers have on-site generation. Chevron, Williams, and Kodiak are involved in different ways through natural gas supply, pipelines, and on-site generation expertise. And while emerging market debt may not get the headlines that AI does, it's an asset class with impressive growth and returns. Indeed, few asset classes have grown as fast as emerging market debt. Once a niche corner dominated by Brady bonds and hard currency sovereigns, the market has expanded by more than 2,200%, or about 13% a year. Interestingly, local currency debt has swelled the most, now $46 trillion, or 89% of the tradable universe, even though external debt still receives more focus due to better liquidity and global benchmarks. Returns in this asset class have been remarkable, with EM debt returning nearly 1,001% over 3 decades, surpassing the 800% gain from U.S. high yield and far better than treasuries. The Global EM Fixed Income Strategy and Economics team argues excess compensation mainly explains the outperformance. Spreads have persistently exceeded actual default losses, and defaults are rarer than assumed at just about 2% over 5 years for triple B-rated sovereigns. However, as China evolved into EM's largest single creditor, restructuring has become more complex, as witnessed by longer resolution timelines post-pandemic for defaults involving China. These are just a few of the themes shaping the conversation this week. Thanks for listening, and we'll be back next week.
Bank of America and B of A Securities are the marketing names for the global banking businesses and global markets businesses, which includes B of A Global Research of Bank of America Corporation. Lending, derivatives, and other commercial banking activities are performed globally by banking affiliates of Bank of America Corporation, including Bank of America N.A., member FDIC. Securities, trading, research, strategic advisory, and other investment banking and markets activities are performed globally by affiliates of Bank of America Corporation, including in the United States B of A Securities, Inc., a registered broker-dealer and member of FINRA and SIPC, and in other jurisdictions by locally registered entities. Copyright 2026 Bank of America Corporation, all rights reserved.